Hello, my name is M.Cleo Farrel Piyantoni. I want to talk about English for specific purpose. Julian Treasure. How to speak so that people want to listen? Speaking is the most powerful sound in the world. It's probably the only one that can start a war or say I love you. And yet many people have the experience that why they speak people don't listen to them. And why is that? How can we speak powerfully to make change in the world? What suggestions are a number of habits that we need to move away from? Hey, Assembly 7 Deadly Sins of Speaking. The people gossiping with us 5 minutes later will be gossiping about us. We know people who are like this in conversation, and it's very hard to listen to somebody if you know that you are being judged and found waiting at the same time. Further negativity, you can fall into this. We complain about the weather, about sports, about politics, about everything. But actually, complaining is viral misery. It's not spreading sunshine and lightness in the world. Some people have a blame tower. They just pass it on to everybody else and don't take responsibility for their action, and again hard to listen to somebody who's being like that. So here they are 7 deadly sins of speaking. These are things we need to avoid, but is there a positive way to think about this? Yes, there is. He didn't like to suggestion that there are four foundations that we can stand of if we want our speech to be powerful and to make change in the world. Important to greet or claim externality, which is he thought how our words will be received if we stand on these four things. It's called Heil. The first one in honest. Of course, you are being true in what you say. Being start and clear. The A is authentic, just being yourself. Standing in your own truth, which is a lovely way to put it. The E is integrity, being your world actuality, doing what you say and being somebody people can trust. And the L is love. Does not mean romantic love, but it means wishing people. So, hell is like the way that you say it. You have an amazing toolbox. This instrument is incredible, and yet this is a toolbox that very few people have ever opened it. No, just a few tools that you might like to take away and play with, which will increase the power of your speaking. For example, no, register might not be very useful most of the time, but there are registers in between. For any of you who are voice choice, you can locate your voice, however, so if we talk up here and in your nose, you can hear the difference. If we go down here in your throat, which is where most of you speak throat most of the time. But if you want, you need to go down here to the chest. You can hear the difference. We fought for politicians with lower voice. It's true, because we associate it with power and with authority. That's a register. And we have timbre. It's the way our voice feels again. The research shows that we prefer voice which are rich, some smooth like hot chocolate. Well, if that's not the end of the world, because you can try. Go get a voice choice. And there are amazing things you can do with breathing, with posture, with exercise to improve the timbre of your voice. Then pros D. This is the sing song. People who speak all on not are really quiet, hard to listen, to if they don't have any president at all. That's where the word monotonic comes from, a monotonous monotony. Also, we have repetitive process, the pitch, and if we repeat that one over and over, it's actually resting our ability to communication through procedure which he thought is a sham. So let's try and break that habit. We can get very excited by saying something quickly, or we can slow right down to emphasis. And at the end of that, of course, is our old friend silence. It's nothing wrong with a bit of silence in a talk. Another thing is to use volume difference, volume in speaking. Most of all when we've got something really important to do. It might be standing on a stage and giving a talk to people. It might be proposing marriage, asking for a rise. A wedding speech, whatever it is, it's if it's really important, we own it to ourselves to look at this toolbox and the engine that it's going to work on. And the engine works well without being warmed up. Warm up your voice. We speak might not very well to people who simply aren't listening in an environment that's all about noise and bad. What would the world be like if we were speaking powerfully to people who are listening constantly in environment which we are actually fit for purpose or to make that a bit large? What would the world be like if we were creating sound consequently, zooming sound consequently, and design all our environments consequently for sound? That will be a world that does sound beautiful, and one way understanding will be the norm, and that is an idea worth spreading. Thank you very much. See you next time.